So today we're going to focus on decimals and fractions and being able to read decimals and being able to write a decimal as a fraction. Okay? So we're going to do some notes and then we'll do some examples from our packet. And then we will have a little bit of time to do a little bit of our math diagnostic, okay? So I'm going to write this number on my page. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you have your title on your notes and you have this number written down. Okay. After you have the number written down, we're going to flip our paper because we're going to label these place values. You guys know that. That's 400. That 5 is in the tens place. The 6 is in the ones place, right? You guys all know that. So here's the new part that we're learning. The 9 is in the tenths. See how it's spelled different? Tenths. The 8 is in the hundredths. And the 7 is in the thousands. I circled that because it's a different ending. I want you to just make a note of that it's different. me a thumbs up if you guys got this part. Okay, so I'm going to flip my paper back around. So I would say this number here, 456, right? Do you guys agree? 456?
Yes.
Okay. When there's a decimal, you say the word and, which is strange in math because normally we don't. So you would say 456 and 987 thousandths. Okay, we're going to do some practice. So, there's my page. Okay. Let's do some practice. If you had this number, 0.3, it would be 3. What place value is the 3 in? The 10. 3 tenths. Think about that. Close your eyes. 3 tenths. What would that look like as a fraction? It would be 3 over 10. Okay? 3 over 10. 3 tenths. 3 over 10. Okay? What if you had this? Yeah, it's 9. What's the place value it's in? Tenths. So 9 tenths. It's one of those things that definitely looks harder than it really is. It's very easy, yeah. What if we had... Aubrey, give me a number less than 50. 15. If I take away the decimal point, guys, what number is this? 15, but there's a decimal place. So you look at the last digit. The last digit is in what place value? Hundredths. So this would be 15 hundredths. We're going to keep doing some practice, okay? Sophie, give me a number less than 100. 12. So if I take away the decimal point, that's 12, right? But because it's a decimal point, we know that it has a special place value. So you look at the 2. The 2 is in what place value? The hundredths. So this would be 12 hundredths. I am also recording this, so if you guys need to go back, I'll post it for you, okay? Memphis, give me a number greater than 100.
150.
Okay. Guys, please make sure you're on mute, okay? So this number is 150, right? But because it has a decimal place, we know that it has a different place value. So we look at the 0. This 0 is in what place value, guys? The thousandths, right? This is the tenth, this is the hundredth, and this is the thousandth. Okay, so this would be 150,000. Colt, give me a number less than 100. We'll do one more.
70.
70. So we have 0.70 Is 0.70 or 70 hundredths greater? Is it greater than 1 whole, equal to 1 whole, or less than 1 whole? Less than 1 whole. Anything before the decimal is less than 1 whole. So this would be 70. The 0 is in the hundreds, so it would be 70 hundredths. Okay. Put these notes to the side, grab out your packet. Let's do a little bit in our packet together, okay? I'm going to go to this page. Give me a thumbs up when you're on this page so I know you're with me. Awesome. Okay. So number 1, the 3 is in what place value? The 0 is the tenths. The 3 is the hundredths. So this is going to be 3 hundredths. Go to number 2. We have 60. So 60. But the 0 is in what place value? The hundredths. So 60 hundredths. The 6 is in the tens. The 0 is in the hundredths. It's almost exactly like how we have like this is the thousands, this is the hundreds, this is the tenths, and this is the one, right? It's basically like mirrored, like flipped, except for there's no one place. So this is the tenth, this is the hundredth, this is the thousandth. Okay? So it's like basically mirrored, but there's no ones. Like one. That sounds silly. So there's no one in place. Okay. Number 3, we have 4. Now we just have to figure out what number we put for our denominator. This is the tenths. This is the hundredths. Okay. Take a look at number 7. I have 0.64 or 64. You always look at the last number. The 4 is in what place value? The hundredths. Okay. There's none on our sheet, but I'll do this for you. We'll do this example. This would be 642, but there's a decimal place. So we're going to write 642. This is the tenths. This is the hundredths. This is the thousands. Okay. Again, guys, I'm recording this so you can go back later and watch it, okay? So my friends at home that are just popping on, you can go back later and watch this, okay? Okay. Go to this page in your packet. The other page. Now we're working backwards. So before we were doing from a decimal to a fraction, now we're going from a fraction to a decimal. This is easy peasy. You just got to train your brain to look at it. So let me help you. So you always look at your numerator. What's the digit in my numerator? 2. So I'm going to write a 2 here. And this tells me that it's in what place? The tenths. So I'm going to put a decimal there. 2 tenths. Again, we have the 2, but what place value is it in? Hundredths. So I'm going to put a 0 here because the 0 is in the tenths and the 2 is in the hundredths. Because the 2 needs to be in the hundredths place value. Okay. Yeah, there's a 0 in front of the dot too. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to put the 0 there because if there's nothing there, we automatically assume that there's a 0 there. But you don't have to. Sometimes when you put too many zeros, it might confuse your brain. So do what's easier for you, okay? Okay. We have 20 hundredths. So the decimal place will go right there. And this is 20 hundredths because the 0 is in the hundredths place value. Use your notes to help you, okay? We're going to keep doing some more practice. Look at number 2. We have 5. And we know the 5 needs to be in the hundredths place value. So we need to add a 0 here to make it in the hundredths place value. What place value is the 0 in? The tenths. So the 5 is now in the hundredths. Does that match our fraction? Okay, hold on. We have 8 tenths. So the 8 needs to be in the tenths place value. Is the 8 in the tenths place value? Yeah? So we're going to take 85. And it needs to be in what place value? The hundredths. So we're going to put a decimal point here. The 8 is in the tenths. The 5 is in the hundredths. Okay, go to this one. This is the exact same thing. Put your number over the 1 for a minute. So you're just looking at 85 hundredths. This is the exact same thing that we just did, right? So write your same answer. 0.85. 85 hundredths. We need to add our 1 whole. Where are we going to add our 1 whole? Annabelle? Yeah. So this would read 1 and 85 hundredths. So this would be like you had 1 whole and then 85 hundredths. Okay. Let's go down to 3. We have 33 hundredths. So you're going to add your decimal point right there. Okay. And then 4, put your finger over the whole number and just write 3 tenths. The 3 needs to be in the tenths place value. And then where do I put the other 3 for the 3 wholes? Yeah. So this decimal reads 3 3/10. Okay? Use this number line to help you too. Okay? I'm going to stop the video here.